systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Ship It Nation Week 13 cash game show. Coming off a interesting Thanksgiving Day NFL slate. Hopefully, everyone had a good holiday with friends, family, whoever you celebrate with. But back to the grind here, talking cash. In regards to the games yesterday, very interesting result. I think they're all pretty fun games, and for DFS, I mean, it was a pretty difficult one to navigate through. But as always, joined by my guy Title. Any thoughts on those games yesterday, Thanksgiving Day games, and maybe any initial Week 13 cash game thoughts?
No, it was it was good football, kind of like we expected coming into the game. We had 6 pretty solid teams, relatively close spreads. I mean, Survivor people out there in the circus streets. So they do include the Black Friday hoop, the 4 games. So a lot riding on the Eagles. And I saw one guy is like Bears. What is it? Like, he's like one of the only people that have the Bears, which is a sick spot to be in. Like if 98% are on Philly, I mean, it's a 75-25 game. So yeah, you're forced to pick one in. Obviously, we're not talking Survivor, but we're loving Survivor right now. You're forced to pick 2 spots, one in the Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday, and then another one. And yeah, the big favorites of the Ravens went down. Your Lions went down to my Packers. The Chiefs went down. The Cowboys keep figuring it out. As far as DFS, I got kicked in the teeth in cash, but I almost got there in GPPs. So yeah, it was a solid day. It was good football. Ready for another good day of football today. College football. Massive slate, NFL, of course. So, yeah, I'm ready to talk through it. But a great time to get over to Ship It Nation. I mean, huge weekend, like Black Friday today, 10 games college football, 11 or something tomorrow college football, Sunday, Monday. It's a great time to come over and join us.
Yeah, absolutely. You can try us out 5 days for $19. A great deal. As you can see the code at the top, SHIP19. So really good time, obviously, to get in, and then we kind of just launched this as well. If you're looking for just football from here on out, it's only $167. That includes Saber Sim, includes college football, our projections, entry into Ship It games, the Stone, stack rankings, NFL showdown, core reports, slate plan. And the nice thing about NFL is once we get towards the end of the season, there's a ton of these little 2-game slates, 3-game slates. You got Christmas. You got the Saturday slates will start up when college football slows down. So a ton of different slates to take advantage of. So it's a good time to get in and try us out. 167, that'll get you all the way through the Super Bowl. But one other thing in regards to yesterday, obviously the Lions are, I think, in trouble. I mean, Jared Goff sucks. And, Amon-Ra St. Brown being out for potentially a couple games will totally just kill them. Cowboys figuring it out, beating the Chiefs. I thought that was interesting. And then Lamar Jackson, that has to be the worst game maybe I've ever seen him play. I mean, just so bad. I mean, so bad, like just dumb decisions. And his passes were so inaccurate. He looked like he was seeing ghosts. We joke about the ghost thing. He looked like he was seeing ghosts. That was bad.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it last week on the show. I've been on the Ravens bandwagon for a little bit now. And last week I said it out loud. I'm like, I'm really scared for this team. Lamar just does not look like Lamar one bit. I mean, Zay Flowers hasn't been Zay. The whole team. And defense is finally starting to kind of put it together. The scoreboard won't tell you that. But, man, I mean, the defense stood on their head. Multiple goal line stops and kept their offense in it. They just couldn't figure out. Derrick Henry's lost a step. Yeah, I'm concerned. I have a head-to-head bet with one of my buddies, Buffalo or Ravens, who gets farther for 5 Gs. So I'm happy the Patriots are playing well, and I'm happy that their division's so bad where I'm still alive. But yeah, I by no means feel good about these Baltimore Ravens.
Another thing, it's like the Bengals defense statistically ranked like one of the worst, like bottom 3 in almost every single category. It's not like they just randomly picked up like 5 new guys on defense. That was a really bad defense that did that to Lamar Jackson. So
You got to take care of the football too. I mean, everything, and we've seen it a lot of these games. You just can't turn the ball over in the NFL nowadays.
No, they make you pay the price. But interesting. I mean, really, it's wide open this year. I mean, it is wide open. I mean, you look at the best records, the Patriots and the Eagles. They're no lock to like make a deep run. I mean, they could easily be, hey, I'll get the bye in the first round of the playoffs and then lose. So it's so wide open. I mean, you just literally just got to get in, and I think anything can happen. But it's fun. It'll be fun stretch run here for all these teams.
Absolutely.
All right, we're here to talk cash games, so we'll hop into it. We have DraftKings. I have DraftKings up here. We'll go by position. We'll flip over. We'll talk FanDuel as well and see how that differs. Not a ton of news that we're waiting on. I know the one thing for sure is Hampton for the Chargers. Started practice, it looks like Wednesday. We should get some updates on him today. It sounds like if he does come back, it'll be likely a split with him and Vidal. If he's out, Vidal's in a really good spot at home, favored by 10 against the Raiders, who absolutely suck. So that's like the one main thing. Baker Mayfield, need to see if he's in or out. I know it's a limited practice for him, so that's another piece of news that we need to monitor. And I'm sure there's some others that we'll cover as we go along, but those were kind of the main ones that I had highlighted. We'll hop into quarterback here on DraftKings. I have it sorted by salary at the top. We have Josh Allen. Matthew Stafford has made his way to the top of the pricing spectrum, which makes sense. I mean, the guy is playing best football of his career. No mistakes, a lot of touchdowns. Got to pay $7K for him. Justin Herbert, 65. Daniel Jones, who apparently has a fibula fracture or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. At 63. Purdy looked really bad last time, and I know there's some weather in that game in Cleveland. Let's sort by value, see what pops up. Tyrod Taylor showing up at 43, Shook at 44, Tua 49, Trevor Lawrence 54. This looks like a pretty gross quarterback slate for cash games. So talk me through this.
Yeah, I mean, for just grand scheme, I mean, this is one of the grossest slates you can draw up. We have 10 games on tap, which is solid. The bye weeks are over, but obviously 3 Thanksgiving games, 1 Black Friday game, etc. 45.5 totals, the highest we got on these games, Hoop. I mean, man, it gets gross. 44.5, 44.5, 43, 41s, 40s, couple below 40. Like it's really gross in terms of that. So we went from last week where all these teams had such high team totals and you wanted to try and grab exposure from a lot of them to just really gross spots and a gross slate. So 10 games, 3 in the afternoon window. Quarterback, I think right now I'm just kind of wanting to pay down on the slate right now where, again, not too many of these teams are really implied for that many points. Getting 18 at quarterback sounds pretty good and then allows you to spend up for other skill position players. So that's my lean right now is spending down. And who are those guys? So Trevor Lawrence at 5-4 is one of my favorites. I'll just keep picking on that Tennessee team. There's still plenty of risk with Trevor Lawrence, though. Obviously, they like ETN. They like Tank. They're big favorites that can run the ball, but implied for 25 points. That's a solid price tag for him. CJ Stroud at 5K. It looks like he will be making his return. Do I love CJ? No, they're only applied for 2021, but they're in a dome, trailing. They should be throwing the ball quite a bit. It's fine. I mean, it's just a really cheap price tag. Again, if I had 17, 18 from any of these guys, I would definitely like it. Sam Darnold at 5-6. I don't think I mind either. This is one that I kind of will lean into the revenge narrative. They're applied for 27 points. They're at home. The Vikings are bad. So like everything matches up there. But yeah, I mean, I think he has something to prove. And I do think there could be, all right, like we'll get him a 300-yard bonus where we will air this extra one out to like run up the score a little bit, but make Darnold look good. Like the concern with Darnold is, I mean, they're 2 touchdown favorites. They're at home. The Vikings absolutely stink, and they just get up by so much and they run the ball. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Darnold, Trevor, CJ? I'm not really like, I don't know. I don't think I want to play Shuck or Tyrod. I think I can find a couple more hundred to play one of these guys. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Darnold, Trevor, CJ if having to pick?
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like a fun decision, but I think we're going to have a lot of these like gross decisions.
It's a tough slate for DraftKings. FanDuel's easier.
Yeah, I'd probably just go with the really big team total in Seattle. I mean, what are they, 27? The Jaguars are 25. I don't know. Like CJ Stroud, I guess would be my least favorite out of that group. Probably Lawrence or Darnold, but like there's a chance like Jacksonville wins it all on the ground if they can. Like they're fine, like you said, with ETN and Tank going that route. Darnold is going to want to do something. Like he's going to want to do something. I think they're going to give him the opportunity to do something. And I think the most important part is this position could be won with like 16, 17, 18 fantasy points. There's going to be a lot of very, very low scores at this position. But it's definitely, I think, where you build everything else out, come back and see what fits. Like if you don't have 200, like you go to Lawrence. If you don't have 400, you go to Stroud. I mean, I'm not even counting out Tua. I mean, they're projected to score 25. Like I would take give me, if you can sign yourself up for 18 fantasy points, I think you're taking it and getting the hell out of the position.
Yeah, no, if Tua's fine too, they're favorites over the Saints. When we get to Achane, like I think Achane is a very strong play / lock on both sides. But again, there's no problem with pairing Tua and Achane together. But yeah, quarterback's tough. I think you're probably saving though.
Yeah, a little more clarity at the running back position, just sorting by price here. Jonathan Taylor at the top, 9.8. McCaffrey, 9.3. Bijan, 8.5. Achane 8.3. I'll stop there in this top-ish tier. Achane, I think, is a really strong play, cheapest of these guys. Moderate price tag at 8.3. Probably the best spot the Dolphins are going to have the rest of the year. Favorite at home by almost a touchdown. It's like 5.5, 6 right now. Catches passes, does everything. I think he's very, very strong at this position. You have 3 guys above him. If you have the salary, which you might be able to play Achane and another guy. Sort by value here, and Breece Hall showing up. Kenneth Walker, who's starting to get a little more of the work. Sounds like Kamara is going to be out. Devin Neal at 5K. Got James Cook at 76. And then I talked about this Chargers situation. Need to monitor that. If Hampton does not play, Vidal at 57 would be a very, very strong option this week. So talk about the running backs here.
Yeah, I think running back's a lot more clear. I think you're playing Achane as your spend at 8.3. Just too cheap. I mean, I haven't projected actually the highest running back on the slate in terms of projection. I think he'll be the highest owned as well. And that's coming with a $1,500 discount from JT, 1K different from CMAC, both in a lot tougher matchups. So you're plugging and playing Achane. From there, I think you're probably just going down to 6K and playing Breece. The role's still really good. As bad as the Jets have been, I mean, the Falcons are bad. There's no doubt about that with Kirk Cousins. And they're getting them the football. He can catch passes out of the backfield. Honestly, I prefer Tyrod Taylor behind center because they move the ball a little more, or at least they have so far. So I think the Breece 6K price tag is an absolute joke. And then from there, again, 3 running backs is in play like it always is. It's not a must like it usually is on FanDuel. If you are going 3 running backs, the only other 2 I'm kind of really looking at is the Hampton stuff's really important. If Hampton plays, I think it's hard to play either Vidal or Hampton, not really knowing where the usage is going to go and all of that. But if he's out, 5.7K is a really good price tag. And yeah, I mean, one of the biggest favorites on the slate are the Chargers taking on Vegas. They're at home. They have a lot going for them in this spot. So 5.7 is a great price tag as a lead back and implied to score a lot of points. Probably favored to score a touchdown if he's out. But if Hampton's in, you don't mess with any of it. And then the 2 other names are Kenneth Walker, 5.3, Devin Neal, 5K. I think I prefer Walker and finding the 300 just because they're massive favorites at home. Like we talked about the Darnold stuff, and it's cash games. You only got to take top 50% or 47% double ups. I'm fine playing Kenneth Walker and Darnold that people ask. Obviously don't love it in tournaments, but you're soaking up a lot of the scoring. He's finally, last week, he separated from Charbonnet the most he has all year. So hopefully that continues. That's a great price tag, if so, at home. So yeah, I think you're playing Achane, Breece, and from there, one of Neal, Walker, Vidal. If Hampton's out, my lean right now is Walker for the price. But I also think just 2 running backs and playing 2 tight ends is also in play again this week since they stay being underpriced.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they did bump up what's his face a little bit. drawing a blank. McBride up to 7,800. So I mean, a little.
That's
bit,
the one. But besides McBride, they left the Bowers and the other ones cheap.
Yeah, they left everyone way down there. All right. So yeah, the Hampton stuff's pretty big there. I mean, they're favored by 9.5, 10 points. If Fidel's the main guy, that would probably be my lean out of that group, and I would probably end up going 3 running backs. Should get more clarity on that situation today. He did limited practice throughout the week, so need to monitor that for sure.
I hope we get it because that's a 425 game. That wouldn't be fun on Sunday.
No,
but usually they've been good for the most part.
Yes. All right. Wide receiver at the top, we got JSN 95, Puka 9K, and then a really big drop down to Devontae. And that's the thing. You talked about it with all these low totals. Like Thanksgiving Day, you're going to get some of the best teams in the NFL, the best offenses in the NFL off the main slate. You add in this Friday game where it's too competent. Well, the Eagles offense hasn't looked very super competent, but they have pieces. So, I mean, you're eliminating a lot of names off this slate, and we're kind of just stuck with what's left. That's why it looks pretty gross from a name recognition standpoint, I'll say. So it drops off down to Devontae Adams, 75, Justin Jefferson, 7. Poor Justin Jefferson, man. You just got to feel. I know you're a Justin Jefferson fan. You just got to feel for him. It's like
he's excited about this new guy because it's been that bad. I'm excited in quotes, but yeah, it's really sad. He's got to go.
I mean, he's had the nice setup with Darnold. They let Darnold walk. Darnold is now not making. JSN was good, but he's helping the situation a lot. JSN is now one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. He's now just like he's an
afterthought.
Afterthought, frustration. I mean, it's tough to see, tough to watch, and it's now a tough spot again. New quarterback coming in 7,100. Jalen Waddle. Good spot. Miami's in a solid spot, 68. Nico Collins, as long as he gets Stroud back, which it sounds like, 67. Ibuka, and then Olave, sort by value, see what pops up here. Olave showing up as the top value. I don't necessarily fully so we have a pretty aggressive number on him, which is fine. But so he's showing top value. Waddle, Quentin Johnston, Shakir, Puka, you got Juwan Jennings. Is this guy's name DK, or is that what he goes by?
Dyke.
No, I'm assuming.
I think
Does he go by Dyke? I don't know. I thought I heard him.
Maybe it is DK.
I think they announced it like DK, and I was watching. I was like,
right.
yeah, I think you're just going by DK because you don't want people to call you Dyke. It was my guess. But either way, this guy at 4,400.
Yeah, you're right. It's DK. No, it is.
Yeah. So if your last name's like that, like you're gonna just tell people to call you DK, not the other way. I'm guessing. I don't know. But so DK at 44, Jennings at 47, Coker 34. So it's gross. And this position, I think, does not have a lot of clarity. Like if you have the money, I'm sure you'd want to get to the top and play either JSN or Puka. They're both massive favorites this week, like 10-point favorites and above. So this position to me is very difficult. And then we got to see on Marvin Harrison as well. I guess that's somewhat important. It's questionable. Was limited participant on Thursday's practice report, because if he's out, I mean, I think we can definitely keep playing Michael Wilson, who's been phenomenal. So, and then Brian Thomas Jr. sounds like he's coming back. So this is a very tough position, I would say, this week, DK for wide receiver.
Yeah, for sure. It most definitely is. And the problem is, like, there's a couple value options down below, and you might be forced to land in one spot, but I definitely don't want a double punt receiver. And that takes us back to the spend down at quarterback. Like, I'm not spending up for McBride this week. So we very well might have the money for one spend. JSN or Puka, I mean, flip a coin, do whatever you want to do. These dudes are amazing. If I had to pick one gun in my head right now, I'm picking JSN, just because anytime it's a drop back for Darnold, it's JSN's way, where like Puka's got to compete with Devontae and Kyron a little bit, but I love them both. I would be very happy if I'm able to get one on my team. If I'm not, though, that's fine. And I'd probably just playing Jalen Waddle or Olave. 6'8" for Waddle as favorites. I mean, he's been awesome as the wide receiver one since Tyreek's went down. now finds himself in a good matchup, one of the highest team totals. Yeah, it's no bad words to say. And people are, can you play Waddle and Achane in the same cash lineup? Absolutely. I think they're two very, very strong plays. Olave at 6'4", thinks another good play on the upside or the other side of that game. They have no one really outside of him. Trading away Shaheed, should be slinging the rock. No Kamara. So yeah, a lot sets up there. Going down a little more, DK Metcalf 5'6". That's a good price tag. Not necessarily a good matchup, but yeah, he can get the job done in so many different ways. I think Shakir's interesting at 5'5" as well. Going down a little more, then I think you're kind of just like you're finding yourself spending all the way up, going to the Waddle or the Olave range, going to the Shakir, DK Metcalf. I'll even add in the Michael Pittman and Michael Wilson stuff as well. Like, yeah, if there's no Marv Harrison, I really like Michael Wilson. It's hard not to, like you keep saying. But I think then your values, you got two of them, and I don't even know much I like it. Jaden Higgins 3.9 and Adonai Mitchell 3.6. We were head on the curve on the Higgins stuff. That was the primetime game. He likes him, man. His route running is really good. Second-year receiver, Iowa State, I believe. Big body. There's just a lot of trust there. Opposite side of Nico, he overtook Hutchinson. So that's a good price tag for a team that's trailing in a dome, should be throwing. And Adonai Mitchell, I know clicking two Jets in cash because we're playing Brees doesn't sound fun, but he had like 85% of snaps last week. He was wide receiver 1. At the end of the day, a wide receiver 1 for 3,600 in a 1.5, 2-point game is what the line is right there. You can do a lot worse. It can make things work. So you have different people at different levels. Puka JSN up top. More than likely it's one max. I don't see really playing both. You don't need to play either, though. Olave, Waddle, Shakir, Michael Wilson, DK. And I think the two values are Higgins and Adonai Mitchell right now.
Yeah, so a lot of names there. I mean, so it just shows me that this position is difficult in a lot of different routes. In an ideal world, you get one of these guys, and you might be able to. We'll see. I mean, at the end, like you might be able to get either JSN or Puka, and then you do have some tough decisions. Any interest in the Tampa Bay guys if Baker's in, if Puka, I guess specifically at 6'5"?
I think he's just close enough to Olave Waddle where right now I prefer that.
It's just, I guess, another name. I mean, it's tough. So, I mean, maybe we get to tight end and there's a little more clarity. We have definitely been beating the Trey McBride drum. They finally brought it up a little bit more, up to 7-8, and rightfully so. And I think this is where it gets to the point where it's maybe somewhat difficult to play in because the best value on the slate is going to be at this tight end position. Sort by value, and you can just see the plethora of cheap options. Kyle Pitts is up here again. Gaddison at 43. Dulcich, full punt. I mean, 2,500. And, it's not a comfortable click, but sometimes you play that $2,500 guy and you get yourself on a different sort of build, and these guys can go out and get 0. And if you're able to upgrade certain spots, it makes it worth it in the long run. You look at even this next tier, guys, Bowers, Kittle, Warren, $2,000 cheaper, $2,500 cheaper, $2,600 cheaper. It's probably tough to click McBride. I'm assuming you can, take the other approach if you want and kind of argue the other way. But just at first glance, it does look like tough to click this McBride name with all the value at tight end.
Absolutely. I just don't see how we can do it. It's like DK finally listened. They finally followed FanDuel's path where they didn't just raise them 300, 400. They gave them the 1K raise or whatever. And that's what it needs to be. There's enough separation now between McBride and Bowers that, I mean, you're 6%, 7%. They have like tournament ownership projection. Like you won't see 35% McBride anymore. And that's the game we want to play. Now, I think tight end's really tough for DraftKings, and it's kind of back to the point I made earlier. I think this is a really tough DraftKings slate. It's a little more clear on FanDuel. But yeah, it's like, all right, what you do at the Puka JSN decision kind of determines tight end. If you're not playing either of them, it's a lot easier to play Brock Bowers at 5'8". And I like playing Brock Bowers at 5'8". They should be throwing the ball quite a bit. He finally looks healthy. Nothing bad to say about him. Gadsden 4-3. I think you're either playing Bowers or you're going down saving 1,500 to Gadsden or the Pitts range or the Dalton Schultz range. I don't really know. I mean, Kyle Pitts last week, it didn't work for him at all, but they just had the worst script. If you needed any Falcons pass catcher, I mean, the game was just so slow. The defense played well. Bijan got going. Like, they just didn't need to have Kirk Cousins drop back. And I'm worried about it. If they don't need him to drop back in games, they're not going to. Because why would you? You already saw it. So there's definitely a lot of risk with these Falcons guys, depending on game script. If you get the right game script, though, and Kirk has to drop back a ton, I don't think there's any doubt Pitts is one of his favorite weapons, and no Drake London. So he's in play for sure. Like I said, I like Gadsden. I like Dalton Schultz for the price. And then if you want to save, Fannin 3-4, AJ Barner 3-2. I kind of like AJ Barner. The game script, the spread isn't really appealing, but Sam Darnold likes him. It's almost like he's his number 2 option after JSN, it seems. So yeah, I think it's tough, but I think it's, you're not playing McBride. If you're spending up, it's Brock Bowers. Otherwise, you're living in the low 4K, 3K range with the Barners, the Pitts, the Gadsons, the Schultz, Fannin. I don't plan on filling tight end out early by any means. I think it'll be one of my last spots to fill out.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think that's good breakdown, kind of creating that player pool. Like I always say, the goal here is to kind of create that player pool for cash games. And then over on the site at shipitnation.com, we'll have core plays for FanDuel, core plays for DraftKings to really start to nail down that roster construction process. So make sure to get on over there, check it out. We'll do a quick check on defense, see if anything stands out. We've got the Browns at the top, Seahawks, Titans at 22, wouldn't be opposed to that. Jets at 24, probably. Yeah, I actually really like that if you need to save some money. Jets against Kirk Cousins, that could go south in a hurry. So at first glance for me, I like the Jets at 24. But again, with defenses and cash, I mean, you're kind of just waiting to see. I just like putting in a cheap one to start and then see if I have the ability to adjust or anything like that.
Yeah, I echo everything you said, especially on a week that seems pretty tight in terms of salary. I probably want to get out cheap, and the two that stood out were Jets and Titans. I went from bottom up, and at the end of the day, Jacksonville's not great, and Tennessee's at home, but then I saw the Jets for 200 more, and I would definitely like to figure that out. They're at home, and you get the Kirk Cousins statue. So, yeah, I agree.
Yes. All right, flip over to FanDuel, see if it differs in any way. Over at the quarterback position, Josh Allen, 9-4, Herbert, 8-3, Baker, 8-2, Matthew Stafford, 8K. Sort of by value, Stafford shows that's wild, man. Stafford, like at the beginning of the year, Stafford was free. You could play Stafford for probably like, 6,500 on these slates, and he's been the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, I don't even think can you really even make an argument against him being the best quarterback this year? I don't think you can. I mean, Mahomes has had a great season statistically, but in terms of combining statistics with winning games, like it has to be Stafford. It's insane, right?
Yeah, because I mean the floor on some guys, like their highs and lows have been really high and low this year. Josh Allen, one in particular, you just really haven't seen those floors, those dips, those bad games from Stafford, just steady. So yeah, I think you have to. He's number 1 in the PFF as well.
Yeah, it is wild. But in terms of DFS, based on the value rating, Stafford showing up here. Trevor Lawrence at 72, Tua at 6'9". Daniel Jones is pretty cheap here, and
I don't know if I want to play a dude with a broken fibula. I saw him drop back in practice. It was just like a one video, and I'm not going to take too much out of it, but like if that's how he looks, I mean, he won't be playing the rest. He won't start every game for the rest of the year. It's crazy.
That came out of nowhere. Yeah,
that just shows how little confidence they have in Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a playoff team. Wouldn't you want to try and get him? I don't know what that. Maybe you just can't rehabilitate that injury in weeks, but I don't know.
It has to be something like that. But a lot of times you do have the ability on FanDuel to spend a little bit more, but it's like, where are you spending? So I don't know, maybe we're back to the Trevor Lawrence 7,200 to a 6,900 conversation. I don't know. Is it a little different here? I mean, Brock Purdy's pretty cheap over here, but that's a bad matchup. And I believe in weather too. I think there's some weather in that game. Let's see. Yeah, that's 30 gusts of 35, 20. It looks like it's going to be cold and windy, which is not ideal for offense. So thoughts of your quarterback on FanDuel?
Yeah, it just pulled up weather. It's the only orange game he has of the week. Definitely not ideal. I to be honest, I think it's similar to DraftKings where you're getting out cheap. The reason I think that is 7'2" Trevor, 6'8" CJ, yeah, Tua 6'9". Like I think there's a big enough discount. Like they have Josh Price all the way up there. Stafford AK I think would be my preference if spending up, but I don't think there's just enough. Like with all these really low totals, that means like team totals are closer. That means projections on average are closer from the top to the bottom guys. And I think there's spends you want to spend for at running back or receiver. So to be honest, I think I'll live with 17, 18 on FanDuel as well. Get out with 7'2" Lawrence, 6'9" Tua, 6'8" CJ Stroud, and then go from there. I really don't know if I have a preference right now. If it's like split ownership on both sites, I probably will get a different quarterback on both sites. At least that'd be my preferred side right now. But yeah, I think I want to spend down at both. I don't like the spends. Oh,
All
Richardson's
right.
on the IR. Was that the eye thing he had the pregame that happened?
Yeah, where he got wouldn't they have broke a bone in his face? Or yeah, it's the pregame thing, right?
Yeah, I think
orbital fracture, right? I think that was it.
Someone in UFC might have gave him an elbow. Got to come back out and fight round 2. That's what these dudes are doing.
not what these guys are, especially not in the NBA. Can you imagine a guy in the NBA? It might be season ending. Ending. We'd never see the dude again.
I always laugh because hockey and basketball season are the same. You just see something on Twitter about like a LeBron, like a flop or whatever. Then you see a hockey, just I don't know, all the teeth out or like a broken whatever. He skates off. Just night and day in sports.
Absolutely wild. Over at running back, I think there's definitely some interesting stuff here. I mean, we talked about Achane. I think he's still fine at the 8.7, but what definitely stands out to me is McCaffrey down to 8.6 for some reason. Like they had been doing a pretty good job of pricing him all season, and I think it's a pretty substantial drop from last week and down to 8.6. I think you have to click that name. Achane, like we talked about, I think he's still solid over here. A little bit cheaper than that top tier of guys where you got Jonathan Taylor right around 10K, Bijan, Taylor's 9.9, Bijan's 9.5, and then James Cook is more expensive than those guys, sorting by value. And I will say, I definitely think it's a 3 running back slate here. You talked about Breece Hall over on DK at 6K, 74 here. That is also a good price tag. Wanted to check on Vidal. 67. That would be a solid play if Hampton were to be ruled out. ETN at 7.3. So you got running back to me is much stronger over here on FanDuel. Or the prices, I will say, much better. And it really starts with Christian McCaffrey at 8.6. I just think it's a misprice on the slate. So talk about these running backs over here on FanDuel.
Yeah, the part of the reason I think FanDuel is easier is because you're playing 3 running backs versus DK. Yeah. It's more wide open, which adds a whole different dynamic. But I agree and disagree. The McCaffrey price is crazy to me, but I still have Achane projected higher than McCaffrey. And for only 100 more, I'm going to prioritize it. It mainly comes down to matchup this week. I mean, the Browns are a really tough matchup. And then you add in the weather concerns like you mentioned. I know money has came in on Cleveland throughout the week a little bit. I'm just the whole game environment I'm just a little worried about. So I do like McCaffrey at 8.6. If I play him, though, I'm probably playing Achane and McCaffrey. And then from there, you're going to get on not a different roster construction, but like you're going to have to save at other spots. And who would those savings be? Again, we definitely have to see that Hampton stuff. Vidal at 6.7 as big favorites at home against Vegas would really stand out. I know it's really gross, but the price tag, like Tony Pollard at 5.2K, it's almost like a punt. I mean, when are you ever seeing a starting running back at 5.2K? If it gets you McCaffrey or gets you,
that's what happens when you play on the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right for sure.
But it is at that price. I always talk about that price point on FanDuel where if the guy just gets you a touchdown, you're free rolling, and it's kind of he's priced at that point where if he can get you a touchdown, which probably unlikely, is probably plus. I know you dig into the price, probably plus like 250 or something to score.
280. Good call.
Yeah, all right, that's pretty close. So then so it's not likely, but if he does, and there's more outs too at 5-2, like you can get the yard stuff, a few catches here and there. And it's one of those plays, like if you get everything else to go along with it, might not be the worst play in the world. So I definitely get that.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't like it, but when you really don't have value on FanDuel, like 8 points there, I'm fine with. You had 5, 3, 2, 2, 6 targets this past games, 11, 10, 10, 11 rushing attempts. Like, I mean, if he's getting 15, 16 touches at 5.2K, a couple of them might be passes. Yeah, you could do worse. Now, I went all the way down there because I was like, if you're playing McCaffrey and Achane, but if you're only playing one of them, and again, right now I do lean Achane, Breece Hall at 7.4 is a great price. Kenneth Walker again at 6.9 looks pretty strong. I really don't see too many after that, though. Again, we really do need the Vidal or the Hampton Vidal stuff, but I think you're playing Achane for sure. And then if you're playing McCaffrey, it's probably got to be Pollard or Walker or Vidal as your other one. And if you're not playing them, I think you're probably playing Breece Hall, and then you can pick any of them after that. But yeah, right now Achane's a lock for me on both sites. I'm projected as the highest, I believe, on all positions. Josh Allen on FanDuel, I have a little more, but otherwise, yeah, I have Achane as the highest projected player on the slates on DraftKings.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I mean, he's in a phenomenal spot. Wide receiver, I think, might be a little more clear over on FanDuel opposed to DraftKings. I mean, we do have the big boy prices, JSN 10K, Puka 9.3, and then we do have a pretty big drop off. Waddle at 7K, I think I'm definitely playing.
That's a lot.
You just play that, just a bad misprice, really good spot. And even if you are playing Achane, I don't care. And maybe it's a spot where you just say, how much was 69? Give me the entire Dolphin. I don't think you need to by any means, but it's like that's like a natural leverage, or not natural correlation spot in cash games. Just give me it all, and hopefully they score like 30 or something, 35. But Waddle definitely stands out. You got Olave at 7.2, Shakir 6.3. We comes down. So Michael Wilson need to see on Marvin Harrison for that situation. But for me, it's like, man, I'd feel really good with Waddle, Olave, Shakir. I think 6.3 is a really, really good price tag for him. Maybe you get a spend in there. Maybe we're able to play Michael Wilson. I feel good with 5, 6 of these guys for sure. So I think it's much clearer over here than on DK.
Yeah, I think it's much clearer in the fact you're only playing 3, which you're not. I don't think you're playing a receiver in the flex on DK, but I think you're playing Waddle for sure. So you're figuring out 2 spots. Now, what you do in those 2 spots will determine if you're spending it down a quarterback like we think, if you're playing McCaffrey or not. But if you're not playing that and you have money, JSN Puka, they're in a tier of their own. If you can't afford them, though, you're getting 2-3K drop to Chris Olave. Again, I'm already plugging in Jalen Waddle at 7K. So Olave at 7.2 looks good. Ted McMillan at 6.8. They should be throwing the ball a ton. They're big boy underdogs to the Rams. So he has a lot of outs to get there. Michael Pittman, 6.2. Shakir, 6.3. I want to say Brian Thomas, 6.5, but man, I don't know if I can do it in cash.
Such a tough man. What happened? Like that is, I mean, he was in season long stuff, he was a first round,
needed him,
early second round pick. Like what in the world?
Crazy. Yeah. But I mean, it's a good price. I don't know though if I can do it. Shakir might feel a little safer. Pittman, I don't mind as well. Alec Pierce at 5.8. I think that's a good price tag. Fits FanDuel scoring much better as well. Trey Tucker, 5.6, and Donnie Mitchell, 5.3. I'm not really sure we need to get all the way that cheap, though.
Going cheap at quarterback. I don't know if you're going to need to come down here. We'll see at tight. I guess tight end kind of matters what you do there too.
Yeah, and I don't think we're spending at tight end when we get there. But yeah, to be honest, like I probably would rather just not play a JSN Puka and just get like all those middling guys than I would having to probably punt with a Mitchell or Trey Tucker right now. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. You're playing Jalen Waddle. You have 2 spots to figure it out after.
Yep. Tight end McBride 8.3, so got him where he belongs. The Bauer's a little more expensive than on DK. Same with Kittle. Got Warren at 6.3. Pitts
I'll
is cheap
take
again.
it. Pitts or Schultz.
Yeah, just give me a cheap guy.
Cheap.
Like super cheap. Like again, this is priced, and we talked about the running backs. Like if they find the end zone, you're free rolling it at $5K. Like do anything. Like just don't kill me. Like don't kill me. Give me 4 for 50 and I'm happy, or something like that in cash games, assuming like no one else goes off. So I'm with you there. 5-1 for Pitts, 5-2 for Schultz. Just seeing if there's anything else. I mean,
I think you have to. And like that's kind of where we keep coming. Like I don't really want a punt receiver. If I do, it's just one and it's low 5K. We're playing 3 running backs. Like, yeah, Pollard's in play, but if you don't want to play him, you just got to get out cheap at some positions. And I think quarterback, tight end is the way to do so on FanDuel for sure. And then I think Bowers is in play on DK, but he's not even spend up.
Yeah. All right, quick look at defense, and this is one spot where they've definitely dropped the ball. Defense on FanDuel, they've had some really bad misprices all season, and let's see if that is the case again this week. Yep. So Dolphins 3,700. I'm assuming will be very popular this week at home, favored by 6 against the Saints. The Falcons a favorite for 4K. Chargers are a little more expensive, but they're in a good spot at home, favored by 10. Anytime you can get a favored team by like 5 or 6 at under 4K, it's probably a pretty good deal. And I don't know, my initial lean would be the Dolphins here at 37.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like you said, under 4K, you're a favorite, you're at home, check a lot of boxes.
Yeah. All right, that's kind of the whole thing here. Went through FanDuel, went through DraftKings, all the positions. Like I said, kind of developed that player pool for you. And then we'll have the core plays up on the site for FanDuel and DraftKings. Any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
No, again, it's a gross one. Like I don't think you're going to be seeing 260 or whatever the high scores you've seen recently taking stuff down. With 10 games, it's a little less than when we have the main stuff, and no total above 45.5 is it right now? Like we're in for a treat on Sunday, no doubt about that. But everyone's playing with the same deck of cards. So good luck to everybody and enjoy today's game. College football too. Hour 15 minutes, a big college football slate. Yeah. Obviously Black Friday, a lot of action. Good NBA stuff tonight as well.
A lot of stuff going on. Good reason to get over to shipitnation.com. 5 days for $19. The code's at the top. SHIP19 gets you all access, or you can get in for, if you just want football, this gets you all the way through the Super Bowl, college football, and NFL with SaberSim and entry into the Ship It games. $167 is the best, most affordable price in the industry. So come on over. Check us out. Includes projections, the stone, stack rankings, all the showdown slates. There are going to be a ton of little 2 and 3 game slates here coming up. Gets you access to all of that. The most affordable price in the industry. I'm going to leave you with this. Good luck, everyone. We'll be back next week with week 14 cash game conversations. Good luck. Let's ship it.